Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, it's Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Keystone Hideout 212 LHS travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things to take into consideration when parking. On your campsite, leave plenty of room for that awning. On your off campsite, no slide to worry about, but I want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Got a big 30-foot cord that stores inside your unit. Be just above your tires. And then your water connection is going to be, city water connection could be just above your tires as well. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook our hitch, first thing we do is level our unit. The unit comes with a power tongue jack. Night docking light should you arrive at night. Simply extend to raise, retract to lower. Should you lose power under this rubber stopper, that hand crank right there will get this up and down without power. Speaking of power, check your battery post now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose going down the road. Once we got our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. Again, same hand crank. All four corners of the unit got these scissor stabilizing jacks. As I crank them down, I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, hot blacktop in the summer. Better distribute the weight. Grab a 4-pack of those with your 10% off coupon. Put them down underneath these and run these down just until they're taut. Remember, our unit's already level. All we're trying to do at this point is stabilize it. So run that down. You can use an impact driver or drill gun and get this done a lot quicker. But by hand, less than 60 seconds, we're down. Again, just until you feel some resistance on your hand crank, because then you know you're taut and you're not going to raise the unit. Got your unit level and stable. Let's hook up your power and water. Again, power cord is going to store inside your unit. So you just pull the cord out, push it back in when you're done. At the end of this 30 amp service, should you need to plug into a 110, there's a 30 to 15 amp reducer. Comes to your convenience spot. Got your power hooked up. Let's hook up your water. At campsites, we are going to hook up to city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in the unit. I always use this when you're putting water in here because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Hook that up, hook your hose up. Don't turn your hose on yet. We got one more step. Let's find your hot water heater. On your unit, it's on the rear. And all we're doing at this point, folks, is making sure our drain plug's back in there. It should lift right off here. There's the drain plug and a rod. Get that in there nice and snug. Little plumber's tape around there. Once you got that in there nice and tight, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. After that hose has been on for a little while, go inside, open up all your water taps, get all the air out of the lines, get a nice steady flow of water going through them. Shut them off. Come outside, check your hot water heater, see if you got some water coming out of here. If you do, you go ahead and turn that hot water heater on from indoors. Let's say we're going to go camping. We're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry camping or boondocking. In that case, right next to our city water, we're just going to fill up our fresh water tank. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Two ways to tell it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right there. Or two, on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks, there's also a button for your fresh water. Keep an eye on that when you're filling it. Once it's full, go ahead and put your cap back on, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump and hook to city water. That is already pressurized. All All right, we're all set up with power and water. Let me walk you around the rest of the unit, starting here on your off-camp side, your big pass-through storage and your stabilizing jacks. Someone has stuck a level on here for you. There's a vent for your microwave. Again, our freshwater and city water connections. Underneath here will be a freshwater drain. If I can find that. Locate that for you. This is a access panel to the back of your fridge. Again, your power. Black and gray tanks, that's where we'll dump those. There are our low point drains. Around rear, you got a spare tire, brand new. I recommend, especially in winter time, getting you a cover for this. Again, your hot water heater. Some rear stabilizing jacks, big storage area. On your awning, it is adjustable. If it's raining and your picnic table's down there, pull down on that and that will pitch adjust this to run the rainwater this way. Continue on your campsite, you got some outdoor 110 power here, a couple of outdoor speakers for the stereo system. That's a flue for your furnace. Two things on that: one, make sure it's never blocked, and two, if you're running your furnace, steer clear of that. It gets pretty hot. Again, your pass-through storage here. Your propane does have a cover. Comes with a regulator. Simply point it toward the tank you wish to be using, or leave it in the middle and open them both up for an automatic switch over. That about covers everything out here. So take a look on the inside. Alright, coming up inside the unit. First thing I always like to point out your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of emergency. Up here some lighting. And your awning. On your awning, you only got to want to extend that out until that white flap falls down and you can see your brown bar. If you hold that button down, that will continue to run itself out and start to run itself up backwards. So keep an eye on it when you're running it out. Only run it out as far as you need to. Run that back in here. If you talk about your dinette here, that tabletop will lift off there. Remove those legs. I'll show you how to make that into another sleeping quarters. So awning in. Tell you slam locks work best when gently slammed. So as I mentioned, these legs will lift out of here. Set your tabletop on these lips right here. Put your back cushions on top. Gives you another sleeping quarters. Individual lighting there. Over here to our stereo system. Turn that on here.
Listen on my Alexa. Alexa loves KCQ. KCQ.
Modes. We got auxiliary and FM. Mute it. Speakers outdoors. Or indoors or both. Prepped for TV up there. Cable in 110. Your bunk areas. Going to the bathroom. Mention here, you have a hand crank open power exhaust vent in here. When you're showering, keep your ceiling dry. 110 with GFCI reset in here. Little plumbing to maintain underneath your sink. It's all PEX nowadays. Just keep an eye on it, make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time, bouncing this house down the road. As we come out, I'll leave that light back on so you can see this a little better. This is going to be your carbon monoxide propane detector. That's going to run off 12 volt. It's always going to run off your battery. So if you're out boondocking, nothing plugged in to charge your battery, if you're going to be gone for the day and don't want this to run your battery down, use disconnect one of your battery posts to keep this from running down while you're gone. Come back up to your automatic fridge here. Turn that on here. Auto means when you plugged in, it's running off electricity. As soon as you unplug, it's going to run on gas. Put this up for gas. If that starts flashing, check your gas. Down below your fridge is going to be your access panel to your breaker box and fuses. A ton of 15s in there, a couple 40s. Highly recommend having some of them with you when you go camping. Got a self-explanatory microwave here. That working. a light and fan above your cooktop. So if you turn that to light with a, I don't have a lighter in here with me, with a lighter, and these will light up, a stick lighter. Coming in here above your sink is going to be where you can turn on your hot water heater if hooked to gas. Over here is where you turn on your hot water or your water pump. And here's where you check your battery level, your freshwater and gray and black tanks. The other was your propane detector. This is your carbon monoxide detector. I stand corrected. Same thing. They both are running off 12 volt. Underneath your bed, you have a little storage there. 110 next to your bed. And that about covers everything in here. Let me run your heat and AC real quick. Your furnace on. Get that turn on. And shut that off. You're going to notice as I go through and shut some lights off, it's going to take a second for that fan to cycle through on your furnace before it actually shuts off. Come back here. Your AC, low fan, high fan, low cool and high cool. Quick dumps on the ends. Little secret, when you arrive at the campsite and it's super cold or super hot, open these quick dumps up and then crank up your air, and that's going to go ahead and make all of your cold air get colder quicker. So you can see AC all working here. Alright, that about covers everything in here. Check after leaving the campsite and close the unit up. First thing I'd like to do, shut off my main lights here, because then I can see all the individual lighting I gotta walk through and shut off. So I got about 5 lights that are all individual here. The bath I know is off. All these lights off. I'm gonna come back to the control panel and just turn on the overheads real quick and say doors and drawers. Walk through your unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Everything is ready for travel. Just heard that fan shut off. I do see you do have a vacuum system I did not mention. You'll hook a hose up here, turn that on. Yep. You gotta have an automatic vacuum system. And the way to get into that is grab this black button right there and push it back, and that will get you to the bagging system. See that again, in case the lighting's bad. Shut this off and exit the unit. Alright, if we are out boondocking, dry camping, come over here on the opposite side, under your freshwater tank. Dump that freshwater drain, which is right down there, the white one. Head of your axle there. And head on home or to the nearest dump station. If we're at a campsite, we're going to unhook our cable, our water, bring up our stabilizing jacks, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. The dump's going to be just behind your tires, and you got a 10-foot hose to hook up. Hook that hose up. First thing to do is pull that black handle. The black handle is going to be a sewage. It says black tank right there. Once that sounds like it's no longer draining, go inside, check the level of your tanks. Black shows empty. Come back out here, close that black handle, and pull your gray handle. That's going to be cleaner water, your sinks, your showers. That'll clean your sewage hose out for you. While that sewage hose is drained, or that gray water is draining, go ahead and open up your low point drains right there. When them low point drains are done, you're done camping, you want to get your hot water heater empty. When them low point drains are done, pull up on this pressure release valve, get all that air and water out of there, and then go ahead and pull your drain plug. Be sure to put your door back on. The nipples that fit on down there. Puts in there and pulls out. And that dray is done. Take that sewage hose and store it right there in your bumper. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this hideout for many years to come. Happy camping.